morning, Kristen. Welcome to Holly's Hot Weddings. It's so exciting to be here at Mount Vernon Country Club. What do you traditionally do here at Mount Vernon Country Club for weddings?
Our typical traditional wedding out here is going to be more of the mountain themes. It's going to be aspen trees, burlap. You're going to see a lot of more wild outdoorsy flowers for everything.
Great. What are the current, or what's the more unusual weddings you've done here at Mount Vernon Country Club?
Just a couple weekends ago, we did a very Colorado beer-themed wedding. We did, mason jars on the tables. We did growlers running the aisleway. They actually did a beer mixing ceremony instead of your typical sand ceremony.
Beer mixing.
They mixed two different kinds of beer together. So.
Wow. Forgive me. What beer?
It was actually a dark stout beer and a lighter beer that they mixed together.
How fun is that? A beer mixing. Great. What are the current trends you see this year in weddings?
For us, it's been pretty much the same for the last couple of years. We're seeing a lot of burlap. We're seeing a lot of the mason jars, just kind of the more homey feel. We've been seeing a lot of bundt cakes in the last year or two.
Bundt cakes. Wow.
It's kind of stepping away from those traditional wedding cakes and doing more of the bundt cake type things. So.
Great. Very exciting.
Yeah.
What common mistakes do you see brides and grooms making when they're planning their weddings?
A lot of it is they get very stressed out over the small things. Things like making sure you have shuttle services when you're at a mountain property, kind of making sure that you have somebody there that you designate to help the bride and groom the day of. A lot of times the brides tend to take it upon themselves, and they don't realize that they're being pulled around every direction for pictures and talking with people. And so, you always want to have somebody designated to handle the small things that we don't have to bother the bride and groom with.
Right. So you are coordinating the actual event center, but you're saying they need somebody to coordinate the actual day of wedding activities.
Not necessarily even a coordinator, sometimes just a friend, somebody that we can go to for the small things, like, oh, hey, this person wants to sit over here, or hey, do we need to push the meal service back 15 minutes? Just, some of those small things that you don't want to bother the bride and groom with that aren't going to make a huge impact, but we still want somebody that is kind of that designated point person.
Good advice. What don't brides know about an event center that they should be asking?
One of the biggest things is just every venue includes different things. Some venues will include your tables, your chairs, your linens, your napkins. Some centers don't include that stuff. Some provide your food and beverage, some don't provide it. Do they have an on-site coordinator that's going to help with your ceremony, or is that going to be solely upon that person? Things like, what service charges that the venues charge, because those are kind of, for lack of a better word, a hidden fee, or those service charges, and those really make an impact on your budget. So just making sure you're in the know with all of those things.
Excellent. So have your checklist of what do and we do not provide at any event center.
Yep.
Good point. What don't brides know about Mount Vernon Country Club that they should know when they come here to do their weddings?
Well, first most, to get somebody into the building, you don't have to be a member for you to have your event here, and that's a common mistake for country clubs or private clubs, is most think that they have to be a member in order to even have their event here. Another great thing about Mount Vernon is we are very close to Denver for the mountain views that we have in our location. We're close to everything. You don't have to go up to Aspen or Vales to still get those beautiful mountain views.
How beautiful. So that's real convenient when they're flying in from the airport. We don't have as far to go into the mountains.
Right.
So do you have a lower rate of, altitude sickness?
We're still pretty high up there. We're close to that 7,900 feet above elevation, so we definitely recommend, we let all of our brides know, make sure any of your out-of-town guests are drinking plenty of water when they're coming up here, keeping hydrated, and even though it feels cooler out, you still are impacted by the sun. You're still going to get sunburns and everything up here just because we are so much closer to the sun.
Excellent. I would not have thought of sunburns at all.
Yep.
Thank you so much. This has been fabulous.
Thank you.